Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Man. Yo, I got up this morning. I had my alarm. And I totally didn't even remember why my alarm was on. I woke up, I don't know about you guys, but when you wake up this early, I needed some time to register in my brain on why I was waking up this morning. I'm like, why is my alarm ringing? And once I figured it out, I was like, the Inoue fight is on. So then I realized, I'm like, okay, it's 6 o'clock. All right, I have time. And then I go on YouTube and I saw a good amount of channels covering a fight. I seen Coach Malachi. I seen Showbiz the Dope. I seen True School Sports. I seen Ringside Reporter. I was like, oh snap! There's a good amount of channels covering the fight. So I was like, all right, let me get up. Let me get on here. I just made me some coffee with my new Mexico mug that I got while I was on vacation. And I see that Inoue's brother is fighting right now, and he's been doing a good job. So we're here, man. We're here, and hopefully this fight is almost as good or better than the first fight, man, between Inoue and Donaire. All right, shout out to all of you guys that was here waiting. What's up, Meba Boli? Always say your name wrong, but I see you show up every now and then. Lindo was going on. Emperor, what's happening? David Price, David Ponce, good morning. And my Asian friend, Mr. Bobby and Weavy time, what's happening with you, man? What's up, everyone that's here? It's not going to be a large group, but shout out to all you guys that's going to join today. It's really early in the morning here in the States, but we're going to cover this fight, man, and I'm really excited, man. I know some of the subscribers came around. I had a lot of new subscribers when I covered the first fight. It are like a really quick reaction video to it, and people love the reactions. People love the breakdown, and people love the reaction to the fight. But I didn't go live for the fight. I don't think I was going live yet. I just started going live for fights maybe a couple years ago. What's up, Anline? What's happening, man? It's great here, Wave. I get to watch a huge fight at night finally. Yeah. What time is it for you? And where are you located? Where exactly are you located? Gauge Reality, what's up, man? Says dedicated. Yeah. Should have got up here early. I woke up like, damn, I should have just got up and covered the entire card. But I take care of my grandmother, so I got home kind of late. Was really, really tired. So I wanted to get some good rest in before I jumped on. I didn't want to be on as early, 5:30 and earlier. It was really, really early. They're showing the current Bantamweight champions right now. And thanks again, Gage. Appreciate you. They're showing the current Bantamweight champions, and they're still showing Casemiro as champion. But Paul Butler, and someone told me this yesterday, Paul Butler is currently the WBO champ. Like I said, I hope the winner of this fight. I really hope the winner of the fight. And I'm rooting for Inoue. Because I think this fight would be a bigger fight if he is to go up to 122. But I will hope the winner of this fight get, undisputed and then and then go up to 122. I don't think there's any work to be done at 118. No real big names are coming up from 115 to fight Inoue. So I think with that being said, I would love the winner of this fight to go up, become undisputed and go up and fight Fulton. And Fulton becomes undisputed as well. And I would love to see Inoue against Fulton, man. I mean, I personally think it would be a great match in Donaire, and I know there's a good amount of you that are are rooting for Donaire. I did my breakdown, and according to some of the comments I read, and some of the comments I read like on Twitter and social media, there are a good amount of people that think Donaire is going to take it, find a way to take this one. Even though he's older, even though he lost the first fight, they think that he can pull it off. And I did the breakdown yesterday, and I said, I think there's ways that Donaire can do better. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but with the power you have, I think if he makes some adjustments, he can do better this time around. If he makes those adjustments, I mean, again, Donaire is he's the experienced fighter, but as just an analyst, I just think those are some key things that I seen him after watching him for so many years. I think he would do so much better if he were to make some of those adjustments and not lead so much, because you don't have to worry about Inoue. He's gonna come at you, Furuhashi was actually getting at Inoue a little bit just now. I liked his body work just now. We're in the 9th round, by the way, of Takuma Inoue's fight. We're in the 9th round, about 45 seconds left in this fight. I believe there's one more fight in between this fight, and then we're gonna see Inoue and Donaire too. All right. Again, shout out to everyone that's here, man. CO, okay, good stuff. Listen every noon and for the big fights. So if you always here and you're usually here for the big fights, it must be extremely late for you. This is you probably have to watch boxing at the time that I'm currently watching boxing. What's up, B More? Brooklyn's in the building. Clarence P, what's up? Good morning to you. All right. Edgar Santiago, what's happening? 6:32 a.m. here for early boxing commentary. So glad I don't work today. Good for you. Good for you. All right. I actually believed I remember seeing Inoue's brother fighting on the undercard. Oh, he usually fights on the undercard, his brother, but I remember seeing him fighting on the undercard in the first Donaire fight, and I think he lost that night or that day. I think he lost. Let me pull him back. Takuma. Oh, that's right. He lost to Umbali. I remember watching that. Yeah. He lost to Umbali that same day when Donaire fought Inoue. Naoya. Yep. And that's how I think, was Ubali champion already, or was he defending? Ubali hasn't been in the ring since he lost to Donaire too. Yep, he was defending. Okay, Ubali was defending his title. That's right. Ubali beat Rashid Warren for that title. I remember watching that fight. School is the best. All right, so we're in this 10th round with Inoue and Furuhashi. All right, if you're just joining us, I'm talking about Takuma Inoue. And Takuma's doing really good boxing, man. I've been watching it as I was sitting up and getting ready to join live, and it's been pretty a wide fight from what I've seen. Hey, this video flowing around social media. I'm sure most of you guys have seen it. There's video flowing around of a fight in, I believe, South Africa. There's a boxer that was fighting, and was able to knock down his opponent. And when he got the ref let the fight continue, the fighter that got the knockdown, he thought the referee was his opponent momentarily comes after the ref, and ref like kind of like stepped to the side, and the fighter was still drawing punches, thinking that his opponent was right in front of him. Oh, sorry about that. I'm coming out. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. I'm going to change it back to my mic in a minute. You guys, I'm sure you guys can hear me right now, and I'm sorry about that. Give me a second. This mic stinks sometimes. All right, how does it sound now? How does it sound now? Is it still good, or is it in and out? If it's in and out still, I'll just switch it to my regular computer mic. How does it sound now? Cap Quest, what's up, man? How does it sound? Let me know. What I was saying, there is a video floating around on social media. It's of a South African fighter, I believe, and basically he scores a knockdown, and his opponent gets up, and as the ref is getting ready to let them continue, the fighter that scored the knockdown, he's coming after the ref now, and the ref steps aside, and that fighter just continues drawing punches in the air as if he's, in his mind, he's fighting his opponent. And he's in a corner just drawing punches, and his opponent comes up behind him like they're both standing there. What is going on? And luckily, the ref jumps in and stops the fight, because he's clearly, I don't know what that's called. I've never seen that before. You know what I'm saying? I've seen, I guess I don't want to say I've never seen that before, because I have, but not in that way. I never see an opponent just go towards a corner when there's no one standing there and just throw punches. He has no, I mean, boxing, this, we've seen some boxers lose their life in the ring. But guys, please look up this video of the South African fighter. It was just floating around all over social media yesterday. It's a crazy video. It's one of the craziest things I've seen. It was like he was fighting a ghost. And luckily, the referee jumps in right away. I think that time, I think it's, that fighter, he might never be the same, It's one of the craziest things I've seen. I've seen it floating around. I mean, people that know me personally was sending me, that don't even watch boxing like that, was sending me the clip only because they know I have a YouTube channel. It's been all over social media all day. Everybody's been watching. So just look up South African fighter throws punches in the air. It's a wild video, man. All right. And that's after he scored a knockout or knockdown. All right. Osam asked me, are we going to see a KO? What's your prediction? The prediction that I put out yesterday is Inoue is going to win by knockdown or knockout this time. I think it's going to be later. Some of the people that predicted it, think it's going to happen earlier in the fight, and it could. I think like myself, I think most people are expecting a body shot to hurt Donaire and take him down. And that's what I'm expecting. I think the body shot is going to hurt Donaire again. And I think this time it's either he's not going to get up or he's going to get up and Donaire is going to finish him off this time around. I think we saw, I think, again, I've made a video. I think both fighters can make some adjustments. But I think with Inoue this time around, I think he's going to attack the body early. No, Takuma Inoue is fighting. The brother of Naoya is fighting right now. And this fight is almost over. We're in the 11th round. We got one more round after this. And I believe there still might be one more fight between this one and Inoue. There might not be. I don't know. We just got to wait and see. But I remember hearing that reading that the walkout of Inoue and Donaire is going to be around 7:30 a.m., 8 a.m. Eastern. So that's still it's still some time for that. So there's still enough time for another fight. So we just got to wait and see. All right. Anyone here got Donaire winning? Let me know in the comments. Oh, definitely hit that like button if you can. You know, I came on a little later than a few channels. But yeah, you know, hit that like button, share the video if you can. But yeah, I'm expecting a knockout, a finish of Donaire this time. I'm sorry, of Inoue to score the knockout this fight. All right. But it should be a good fight, you know, because Donaire, you know, if you saw the first fight, which I'm sure most of you did, Donaire started to get the timing right in the first fight, you know, in the second half of the fight. And I know he was dropped, but I think Donaire, again, I said if Donaire wasn't going to lead as much and fight more on his back foot and set the traps and catch Inoue coming in, I think he would do a little bit better. At the same time, I think Inoue is going to do a little bit better with the body shots. I think he's going to slip the right hands that was successful for Donaire and counter with a lot of left hooks to the body this time around. You know, and I think he might start that even a little early. Maybe not in the first 2 rounds or so, but I think Donaire is going to want to take away that right cross and counter to the body. That's what I'm expecting for Inoue. And plus, I expect Inoue to start out with that jab like he did in the first fight. I mean, he was doing so well in the earlier rounds, winning clearly to me. All right, I think it should be a good fight, man. The first one was good, so this should be good too. It really depends on how long both fighters can hold up, because even though Inoue won, he was hurt by Donaire and in that first fight with a couple shots. All right. I said 9 rounds. I said within 9 or the ninth round is my prediction. All right. Yeah. Yeah, and Donaire is a 39. I mean, a lot of us felt Donaire was old in the first fight, but he's 39 years old this time around. You know, I mean, both of them picked up some good wins, though. Some few good wins, especially Donaire. The Gaballo fight was a good fight, and he was able to beat Ubali, who was undefeated, and stopped him. He basically destroyed Ubali. All right. Yeah, CapQuest, you saw the video. Yeah, that video was crazy. The video was a crazy video. Pushback got Donaire by KO. Okay. That's cool. Deuce, what's up? Inoue has landed 1,000 uppercuts or Figueroa. Yeah. I'm watching it in the background. And Figueroa, it's been coming for it. He's been putting on a fight, but Inoue has just he's been in control in the entire fight, pretty much. At least for the most of it that I've seen. Jack says these Japanese fellas are a different level altogether. Damn, the conditioning is phenomenal. And Inoue's little bro here, Furuhashi, amazing fight. Yeah, the conditioning has always been great for the Japanese fighters, and the durability as well. You know, I don't believe they're always the slickest fighters, but they have great durability. You know what I'm saying? Great stamina, conditioning. You know, they're able to throw a lot of punches. A lot of them are good pressure fighters. You know what I'm saying? And they're exciting to watch. You know what I'm saying? And I always thought, even though I don't understand what they're saying, but I always thought watching fights in Japan, and I don't even just mean boxing, I mean even with MMA, I love the commentary in Japanese fights because they're so like they're screaming at the top of their lungs. I don't know what they're saying again, but when they give commentary, and I learned this when I used to watch like Pride a lot in the MMA. I used to watch Pride a lot when back in the day, and it was just the commentary was crazy. The energy is different from American commentators. Totally different. Unfortunately, I don't know Japanese, but I can just tell you that the energy was just crazy. So I love listening to Japanese commentary when I watch fights in Japan. Even though I don't understand what they're saying, I have an idea when something big happens. Like the way they're screaming is just crazy. Gotta love it. There aren't really any boring Japanese fighters, to be honest, Deuce. I agree with you there. If Inoue is gonna move up and fight Fulton, I'm gonna go with Fulton. I'm gonna always go with the bigger, skilled guy. They're both very skilled. I was thinking about this yesterday as I was talking about it on the channel. The thing is, Inoue will be going up. Will his power move up with him? It's moved up 3 divisions with him. And the thing is, you got to remember, Donaire is a fighter that's moved up as high as 126. I know he's probably not as strong cutting weight and cutting down the rate and making 118. All right. So he's probably not as durable as he would be if he were to fight at 126. But Donaire, who is a pretty durable guy, and I think he's only been stopped one time in his goal. No, he's been stopped twice. In all of his losses, I believe. Regardless, it really depends on if Inoue's power moves up with him. Fulton, as good as he is, not the biggest puncher. All right. But packs enough punch to be able to, neutralize his opponents. You know what I'm saying? To where they don't just come forward recklessly against him. And I would be leaning towards Fulton to win a decision win. But you can't count Inoue out because his power still may be a factor at 122. All right. It won't be no way to tell because if he were to go up to 122 and fight Fulton, you're skipping right through all the other good fighters at 122 and going straight to Fulton, who I think is number 1 right now in the division, even though there's 2 unified champions. And we're yet to see that fight between him and MJ. But I would be leaning towards Fulton. You know what I'm saying? I would just take the more skilled, bigger guy over the smaller skilled, bigger, smallest skilled guy, in my opinion. And even if you think Inoue is better or more skilled, which is very debatable in my opinion at this point, even if you think Inoue is more skilled, it's not by much. That's if you even think that. I mean, Fulton has shown in the last couple of fights that he's really, really good. And he's still improving. I don't even think he's hit his prime yet. And he's already in a lot of people's pound for pound. So, I don't really know. I really don't know, man. Fulton is really, really, really good. Really good. All right. So the Inoue fight, Takuma Inoue's fight is done. All right. So I'll let you guys know which fight is next and when Naoya and Donaire fight. Oh, I just put the volume up to hear his post-fight interview as if I understand him. Super says the Japanese casters are hyped like Mexican casters. Yeah, Mexican casters are really hyped too when soccer players scored a goal. Yeah, definitely. SG Fist, Wave top of the morning. What's up? Good morning. Eddie says Fulton skills are scary. Boxing IQ crazy. Movement nuts. Yeah, definitely. Super asked me if I'm worried about the monkeypox. Nah, I'm not worried about the monkeypox. I don't want it, but I'm not sitting around here worried about it though. All right. High New says Fulton is super difficult opponent for anyone around his weight class. Yeah, I agree. He's a very, very good boxer. And let me tell you something. We got two really good fights between him, Leo, and Figueroa, but he fought a really disciplined fight against Roman the other day. And someone that can stick and be that, somebody that can actually be in a pocket and hold his own against two really good pressure fighters is one thing. But when you can show a really disciplined side of yourself, version of yourself, and just strictly outbox and outscore round by round a former unified champion who's also a very good technical fighter, and just outbox him clearly just about almost every round, if not every round, almost every round, it's dangerous because he's really versatile. He's really versatile fighter. I think he can do pretty much anything but switch. I haven't really seen him switch much. I've seen him switch to throw certain punches, but I haven't seen him fight around as a lefty. All right. But that's the pretty much the only thing. And he's very durable on top of that. I know he's been hurt before, but he's very durable. He's recovered well whenever he was hurt. And he has a great resume. I mean, he's fought some really good fighters throughout his career. He's fought a lot of undefeated fighters. He's very, very good. Fulton's no joke. Fulton's no joke. So, if Inoue were to go up and fight Fulton at 122, and we get two undisputed fighters fighting each other, that would be a great fight. Again, we know what Inoue can do. I think most of us have been watching him a little longer. But Inoue has that power, and I think it would be a factor in that fight if he's connected, connects with a good shot. But Fulton's very, very crafty, and he's bigger. He's bigger, and he moves. The way he moves, he's able to step in and out of danger like it's nothing, man. That would be a great fight. I would love to see that fight. But only if they're both undisputed. I want them both to become undisputed first. And I would love to see two undisputed fights at the same time. Inoue, that would be history for him. If Inoue can go up to 122 and become undisputed, or fight, and beat the champ, the best champ, whoever it is, at 122, he would be a generational great. You cannot dismiss him at this point. That would be like some kind of that would be crazy. No one's the main event didn't start. We're still waiting for the fight to start. All right. So if you're just joining us, we still have time. All right. What's up, Boxing with Sean? What's up, Captain Chronicles? Captain Hook. Yo, no, the fight did not start yet. All right. Inoue's brother Takuma just fought. All right. They're interviewing Andre Ward now. And all right, so they're just going over George Cambosos and Devin Haney. And speaking of those guys, good morning, Okway. How you doing? What's up, Rock Sports? What's good? What's up, everyone that's checking in? One thing about Devin Haney's win the other day, and it really made me think, and look, I know a lot of fighters are just now becoming undisputed. I think this is the sixth recent fighter that's become undisputed. You got Usyk, you got Bud, you got Taylor, you got Jamel Charlo, and you got Canelo Alvarez, and now you got Devin Haney, who's undisputed. And they all became undisputed in different ways. Some of them were very accomplished before becoming undisputed. What I love about it is that the last generation just didn't do it. You know, all the great fighters, you know, you got Floyd and Pacquiao, of course, winning a lot of titles in a lot of different divisions. And then you got Andre Ward. You know, it made me think of Andre Ward, who was still fighting. You know, I believe he was still fighting when Terrence Crawford became undisputed. Maybe even when Usyk became undisputed. You know, I think he was still active. I believe he was, but around that time, Andre Ward was only one belt away from becoming undisputed. You know, and this is why you have to give the fighters of today that's becoming, it's really a big deal. You know, and I know these guys from the previous generation were 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 division champions. You know what I'm saying? And that's all good. You know, I know guys were unified. I know guys were lineal. I know fighters, you know, held belts in different divisions simultaneously. I know that all of these great fighters, and I'm glad Canelo figured it out. I'm glad Canelo did it because he's in that last generation too, a little bit. You know, he's fought some of those older fighters. I'm glad Canelo got it done. But guys like Andre Ward, for example, should have went undisputed, or at least went and fought for it. You know, because you could pick up and collect belts in multiple divisions, and people consider you the best at super middleweight. You know what I'm saying? And and that's good. Even at light heavyweight, you know, Kovalev, a lot of people felt like Kovalev was the best guy. Some people felt like Stevenson was the best guy. Andre Ward went up there, was able to beat Kovalev. Very controversial way. I don't think Andre Ward won the first fight. And the second fight was questionable because there were some low blows in that. All right. There were. I don't believe all of them were, but there was a couple of them that were low. Controversial, but regardless, he has W's on his, you know, resume against Kovalev. He didn't fight Stevenson, and Stevenson was just one fight. It was just the last fight he needed to take, you know, and to retire not taking that fight, it was a bit disappointing to me, you know, because you're just one fight away. And there's some people that believe that it's a duck, you know. It's and Aaron, thank you, brother, thank you for the donation. Prosper, you doing this so early in the U.S. It's only 9 p.m. here. Yo, Wade, do you see the fight in the South Africa, man? What the WTF? What happened to that dude? Yeah, man, it's crazy. I was telling the listeners to look up the video and check it out. It's one of the craziest, wildest things I've seen. Obviously, we've seen fighters die in the ring, but you know, a guy just losing total control. All right, we got a fight starting, but it's not Inoue and Donaire. So there's one more fight before we get that main fight. But yeah, it's one of the craziest things I've seen. Again, I've seen fighters kind of like lose where they were in the ring and forget, you know, or just started seeing illusion. I've seen stuff like that, but nothing as crazy as that one. You know, he literally went to a corner and just started throwing punches. He thought the referee was his opponent. It was a wild, and he's the one that scored a knockdown. It's not like he got up and he was hurt and he started swinging towards a ghost. He was the one that scored a knockdown, got back up, and was able to like just go after a ghost. It was crazy. All right. Um, yeah. I think the Butte fight was a little different, Sean. I don't remember all of the history with that, but I think the Butte's fight was a little different. All right. I think I think there was no reasoning behind not fighting Stevenson, though. I mean, you two are literally the only two left, and he's holding a title. Um, but I think the circumstances with Butte might have been a little bit different. And I can't make the argument with you right now because I don't remember everything that was happening with that at that time. But I just don't believe, and people believe that him not fighting Stevenson was a duck. And I feel the same way about Fury and Usyk. You know, if Usyk is to beat Joshua, why not fight Usyk? Why retire and not fight him? I feel the same way about Fury. You know, so for people that's gonna come at that angle thinking I'm just getting at Fury, I'm not getting at Fury. I'm getting at Fury. I'm getting at Ward. I'm getting at any fighter that is just literally one fight away. I mean, it's you and it's one other guy in the whole division, you know, that I feel are the two best fighters in the division. Most people feel are the two best fighters in the division. You beat Kovalev, you beat one of the best guys. Stevenson was still the other best guy. Should have just fought him. And this is why you have to give these fighters credit. People try to downplay fighters like Terrence Crawford because they feel like the people he fought in his division weren't that good. Nah, that's BS. You can't try to take that away from Crawford because he literally fought the best in his division. Then he went to welterweight, and now at welterweight, I know Spence fought a lot of fighters, but Spence is supposed to because he's a career welterweight. Bud just got there. You know what I'm saying? But you can't strip these fighters from doing what they've done and becoming undisputed. It's such a big deal, you know, because you can win titles in so many divisions if you want, but at the very end of the day, becoming undisputed tells me that you fought the best fighters in your division no matter what. Whoever was there at the time, you fought the best ones, and that's it. You know. Hey, what's up, Boxing Gems, man? He says, R. Kelly in the ring walk. Yeah, I hear it in the background. I hear it in the background. That's kind of crazy. That because people try to, R. Kelly is like forbidden to people, but I think a lot of people still listen to R. Kelly on the low here. But yeah, and thank you also, Kano Loco. Shout out to Kano Loco Sports, man. Thank you for the donation, man. Appreciate that. All right. So yeah, you have to give fighters credit. And yes, everybody does it different. You know, some people, if you are undisputed and you take a L, I mean, Canelo just took a L while being undisputed. But fortunately for him, he fought Bivol at a higher division. So he didn't lose his belts. His belts was not on the line for that fight. But yeah, I mean, plenty of fighters that are undisputed, like Bernard Hopkins and Jermaine Taylor, or just whatever just about almost every undisputed champion that lost, the next fighter become undisputed. They have to go around and collect every belt. I think going around and collecting every belt is very impressive. But regardless of how you become undisputed, again, at the end of the day, it just shows that you beat the top dog. And that says a lot. And I think Fury, guys like Fury, I think he should become or try to go for undisputed before retiring. And I believe that Andre Ward should have tried to become undisputed before retiring. Andre Ward is a great fighter. He's one of my faves, but I hate the fact he didn't do it. You got to give him credit. Got to give him a lot. I mean, you got to give a lot of these newer guys credit for doing it. All right, I'm getting ready for this fight to begin. Yeah, I would love to see Haney versus Tank, man. This is what I was saying last couple of days. I'd love to see it. Been wanting to see it, though. Been wanting to see it. All right. But I doubt we see it. I doubt it. You know the politics, man. I doubt we see it. It's a super lightweight fight. So this fight is at 140. Shout out to everyone that's up because I had a hard time waking up. Andy Hirayaka. I might be saying his name wrong. I see that he has a WBO strap or a piece of it. Hold on, let me look these guys up real quick. I want to see exactly what this fight. This fight is for the WBO Asian title. Okay. Super light. Shanakaiwa. Andy Hirayaka looks familiar, but I don't remember seeing him fight. All right, not really familiar with these two. But if you're just joining us, this is the last fight before the main fight. But when I'm looking at their resumes here, this looks like a mismatch. Hirayaka is Hirayako. I'm sorry. Is it Hirayaka? Hirayaka is his opponent's only 7-3. So this looks like and he has power. He has 19 wins, 14 by knockout, no losses. They have him up as the #1 Japanese fighter at super lightweight. And on BoxRec, he's ranked 21 in the division, which is pretty decent for super lightweight. All right, because there's a lot of good fighters. That's a crowded division right there. All right. Kano Loco says, I'm just sad there's a rematch clause because, of course, he would have had the honor that if Cambosos chooses to, but I think the outcome would be the same. Cambosos should pass by that rematch. You know, the thing is with this rematch clause between Haney and Cambosos is that everything in the clause is in favor still of Cambosos. It's like Haney agreed to we got a knockdown already. Nice short uppercut by Hirayaka drops Akaiwa in the first round, not even halfway through the first round. And he looks like he's going for the knockout. Let's see if he gets a knockout. I would like him to score a knockout now so we can get the main fight here. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, everything in this clause kind of like still favors Cambosos. And this is what I meant about sacrificing so much to become great. I mean, everything in the contract is in. Akaiwa's coming back a little bit. He's landed a couple big shots. Now he's putting pressure on Hirayaka, even though he just got knocked down. All right, so yeah, going back to what I was saying, yeah, Haney had to sacrifice a whole lot to make that fight, and with the rematch clause, I think the fight is still going to happen. I know we've been talking about other fights that we want to see Haney in, how we want to see the Loma fight, how we want to see the Tank Davis fight as well. But I think the amount of money that these guys made over the weekend is just gonna, Cambosos is not gonna give that up. And I'm not sure if Top Rank is going to be able to pay step aside money for the amount of money that George is going to want. You know, I just don't. I don't believe. I think Devin is going to be able to. I think Devin's going to have to fight this guy again. You know, I know we don't want to see it, but that's how the business works. You know, Cambosos did the smart thing business wise. And I think him and his team, they know, they were aware, they know of Haney's talent. Let's be real. Let's be real. These guys knew that Haney was very talented. And if they was going to take this fight against Haney or Loma, you know, these guys were probably going to be favored to win or whatever. They knew how to secure the bag. Like, listen, if I'm going to fight these high level guys at 135, I'm going to protect my, you know, I'm gonna make money. I'm gonna get a bag out of it twice. You know, because people normally, the way it works is when a fighter is dominant, they just move on. You know, but these fighters know what to do when it comes to the business side and the politics. And Cambosos did what was smart. Haney had everything was in Cambosos' favors. Money, the location, you know, all of that stuff. You know, so he did what he had to do. Hirayaka is still we're in the second round here. We got a knockdown. He scored a knockdown in the first round. And he's still outboxing Akawa. Another short uppercut counter. He lands it. Didn't drop him this time, but he's going off on Kaiwa. I don't know how much punishment Kaiwa is going to be able to take because Hirayaka is going to the body as well. You know, he's doing a good job using the distance and jabbing to the body, changing levels. He's doing a really good job. And now he's coming forward and he's landing clubbing left hands. Akawa doesn't have the greatest defense on top of that. But let's see how this goes. I mean, you can just tell there's a difference in overall strength and athleticism. And Akawa came back with a good combo. Hirayaka is just athletically better, and he's bigger as well. And he seems to be the bigger puncher too. All right, just over a minute left in the second round. Again, this is the last fight before Inoue and Donaire, if you're just checking in. Aaron says Cambosos had 3 belts and traveled for his wins, so he should have had everything. Anyways, Haney did nothing to deserve the chance in the first place. Okay, well, he's only been mandatory with the WBC for how many years? Tank wasn't going to fight Cambosos. Loma wasn't going to fight Cambosos because of the war. So who was left to fight? I think Haney did deserve the fight. So when you say he didn't do anything to deserve the chance, he did deserve the chance. And he was clearly better than Cambosos because we saw him in the fight. You got to understand, there was no other options yet left. You know, I mean, who are the other guys at 135 that are top guys at that time that wasn't beaten already, that was available? Haney was the next guy up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just gonna make it, you're gonna just forget that Loma and Tank wasn't going to fight Cambosos? If those two don't fight, who else deserved it more than them? You know? Like, it is what it is. But no one's saying that Haney, I know Haney wanted the fight to be in the US, but this is the thing. Aaron, when you're negotiating for a fight, you're just not going to just agree to all the terms when they come up front. You know what I'm saying? You make an offer and you try to respond with an offer that's going to fit you better, just to see if your opponent is going to take the debate, even if they are the A side. That is the part of negotiating. You don't just agree with everything that's thrown at you. Yes, Cambosos have 3 of the belts, right? He's coming off the bigger win. Just like Cambosos, he came to New York to beat Teofimo Lopez, right? Nah, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that in the comments. We're just gonna talk with facts. Cambosos was the A side. Haney tried to make the fight in America. If Haney didn't take the fight, which most fighters would not have taken that fight. Most fighters would not have taken it, especially Haney. You think Ryan Garcia would have went out there? You know what I'm saying? Teofimo Lopez turned down the fight going out there, even though he was going to make more money. Teofimo Lopez would have made way more money in Australia. But him and his father was like, no, we're not fighting out there. No way. They fought in little Hulu Theater in Madison Square Garden. They didn't even fight in the real Madison Square Garden. They fought in the theater. You got to understand that what Haney did by trying to get the fight in America is just his own pushback. Yo, we can make more money in Vegas. It didn't work. Now, if the fight didn't happen because Haney didn't agree to the term, then we could have shitted on Haney. You said you wanted to be great. You should have went out there and fought him. Just like Cambosos came out here and fought Teofimo Lopez. But he went out there and fought it. He agreed to it. So there's no reason to slander Haney because he went out there and do it. In fact, there was no other better fighter to fight at that time because besides Lomachenko and Tank Davis, there was no other accomplished. He already beat Teofimo Lopez, and Teo wasn't going to fight him in a rematch. So who else was there for Cambosos to fight? You know? There's nothing to slander Haney about. Haney won, and he agreed to all the terms. And this is what I said fighters need to do in order to be great. Not everything is going to go your way when it comes to the politics. Some fights you're just going to have to agree. Some terms you're going to have to agree, and that's it. Haney did it. He won clearly. There shouldn't even be a rematch. No one is asking for a rematch. And that's that. Yeah, but I get what you're saying. And what I'm saying is when the offer is made, there's nothing wrong with giving some kind of pushback when it comes to negotiating. You know, I think you should never just agree to the first numbers or whatever is thrown at you. I don't think anybody should ever agree, you know, especially when you're a fighter of a certain status already. And Haney had a big enough name to push back. All right, a big enough name. He's known enough to push back. And I think he did the right thing by agreeing at the end. You know, Cambosos' team was smart enough to say, nah, take it or leave it. You know, you're only getting 20% or whatever. Take it or leave it. You know, same thing with Dillian White. You know, a lot of people felt like Dillian White wanted more money. And I thought Dillian White should have got a little bit more only because he's been a successful pay-per-view fighter out in the UK for a while. You know, he's had his own. He's had his own history of selling out arenas, having successful pay-per-views. He is one of the biggest pay-per-view fighters or heavyweight fighters out there. So with that being said, I felt like him and Fury he deserved a little bit more money. But at the end of the day, are you gonna let the fight go? Are you gonna let your WBC championship opportunity go because the money is not going your way? You know, do you want to be great or do you want to just what do you want? You know. So I think, and I've been consistent with this because my videos are still up. I'm consistent with this all the time. Some of these fighters are not going to get paid, or they're not going to fight in the arenas that they want to fight. Sometimes they got to agree to things that they're not going to want. You know, it's like Sergio Martinez, who was the lineal champion at the time. He was a champion at middleweight. He fought Miguel Cotto, and he hate that Miguel Cotto was being a diva. You know, he's being picky about the corners. He's picky about the money. I'm the champion. Why is he coming up, and why he's requesting all of this stuff? And I was like, well, that's Miguel Cotto, and you're Sergio Martinez. It is what it is. That's Miguel Cotto, and you're Sergio Martinez. And as much as people respect you because you are a pound for pound fighter and you've been for years, that's Miguel Cotto. You know what I'm saying? He's getting inducted this week in the Boxing Hall of Fame. You know, that's one of my personal favorite fighters ever. And there's a difference, you know. I get your point, Aaron. I agree with you on that. You know, Americans get credit for doing what Europeans, Asian, it's, you know, always do in the US. And I agree with you. And I think sometimes the American fighters is going to have to step outside of their comfort zone to do what everybody else has been doing. You know, even though AJ lost here in America, I give him credit for at least coming to the US and trying to do something outside of his comfort zone. You know, he lost to Ruiz, but I give him credit for doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because most fighters at that level haven't done it. You know, Tyson Fury came out here and built, you know, an American fan base as well. I got to give credit to all the guys that do it. You know, Kell Brook came out and did it. Errol Spence went out there and did it. You know, Kell Brook did it with Porter, and then Errol Spence, because Brook won, Errol Spence had to go out there and do it with Brook. You know, so I give fighters credit for when they, you know, go out and travel to become, you know, champions. Kovalev was doing it for years. Triple G was doing it for years. You got to acknowledge all the fighters that's traveling to do it, you know. Yeah, Kano Local says nothing new. Spencer went to UK to grab the IBF. But I do agree that not a lot of top tier American fighters do it. A lot of fighters don't do it, you know, because they're popular here. They feel more comfortable here. Um, but some cases, a lot of fighters, like in Inoue, who have fought here in the States, they could fight out there and get a huge crowd, you know, sell tickets easily. But they choose to come out here to create a name for themselves and fight on the cards here, you know? Oh, the Japanese crowds are be quiet as hell. CMP says they are crowded, they are quiet, but they do cheer when something big happens, you know, and they like to clap in between rounds. It's like they're watching. It's like they're at a theater, you know. It's like they're watching a show. But they do cheer through the rounds when there's a lot of action going. It's not much happening here, you know. I see Akai was putting a lot of pressure on Hirayaka. Hirayaka just landed a low blow. I don't think it was that low. It was right on the belt line from what I saw. Maybe it was if they slowed it up, but I think everybody's just fired up and wait. They're ready for the big fight. What's up, Young Hollywood? What's good? Star Fox says the only crowd that's bound for fighters. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I agree with your comment. He says the U.S. have dominated boxing financially or talent-wise, so often don't need to travel. But things are changing a bit now, and it's been changing for a bit. It's been changing for a while. It's been changing for a while, you know. But even the guys that become popular, like a Triple G, you know, who became really popular, he had to come to America to, you know, have all his fights. You know, when's the last time he's fought at home? Hirayaka is showing doing a lot of showboating in there, but I don't think he's doing enough in the ring. You know, I'm not sure. You know, I think he can definitely get Akaiwa out of there by outworking him. But he's getting a hot and he's getting hit a lot in the meantime. And I know they're not powerful shots, but they're clearly a difference in talent here. But he's not really doing much that's impressive to me. You know, if you're gonna showboat, if you're gonna showboat, you gotta really just be doing your thing. You gotta be really dominant. And I'm not seeing like I'm not impressed. You know, uh, he's winning, but he's still getting hit a lot. Yeah, Revi Revi says, I hate the showboating from Hirioka. I agree. Dedrick says, how would the promoter sell the rematch? I think they need to pay George step aside money. The rematch is a hard sell. Yeah, but I don't know. You know, I don't know what the numbers are. All right, but depending on what he made from pay-per-view or from ticket sales, you know, if George made north of 5 million, it's gonna be hard to pay him step aside because you would have to pay him millions to step aside. You know what I'm saying? I don't think George is gonna step aside, man. I just don't think. You know, I don't think it's gonna happen. Um, I don't know how they would sell that rematch. I don't know how they would sell it because it was pretty clear cut win, and there was no moments in the fight where, oh, nice uppercut by Hirioka hurts Kiowa. He's trying to finish him off. The uppercut is what hurt him throughout this fight. I've seen him land that uppercut a few times. He landed another one and a clubbing right hand, and he's trying to stop Kiowa now, and he's all over him, landing multiple uppercuts. Kiowa needs to hold. Ref jumps in, stops the fight. Fight is over in the 6th round, halfway through. All right. Good win, man. It's about time, man. We was waiting for that for a while. Inoue and Donaire is next. All right. As soon as that fight starts, I will let you guys know. Wave, am I at least setback fan? I wouldn't say I'm a fan of him, but I like a lot of the content he puts out. He puts out some really good exclusive. He puts out some really good exclusive content like interviews and stuff because he's always around. So yeah, he puts out a lot. He's been, I mean, listen, he's been working for years. He probably has tens of thousands. I'm sure he has tens of thousands of videos out there. So he's contributed to the boxing community a lot. You know, I mean, he he's definitely contributed. You know, you can't, you know, whatever way you feel about him, he's contributed a lot for the sport. He's given us many interviews that were great interviews, you know. So yeah, he's good for the sport, you know. I'm not a fan of his interviews as far as the questions he asks him sometimes because he comes off more like a fan than uh a real media personality or an analyst. He comes off more like just a regular fan. But I think he's contributed a whole lot to the boxing community, like no doubt. So I respect him. Yeah. Yeah, he hustles, man. He goes out there with his camera to every fight. I gotta give him credit for that. Again, it's just the questions he asks sometimes. It's like cringy a little bit, but you know, a lot of fighters dislike him. A lot of fighters will turn him down from an interview. He'll come up with the camera and they'll be like, they'll shoot him off. Like I've seen it over the years. A lot of fighters prefer not to do any interviews with him. But I respect his hustle, and he's given us a lot of good footage over the years. Even like sparring sessions, random interviews in the gym, random interviews in the events and after the events. Yeah, before we get like some of those post-fight press conferences, sometimes he's able to run up on fighters right after their fights and give us some exclusive content. So, gotta give much respect to him. Yeah, Captain Crochet says, like many, he is more a YouTuber than an analyst. And that's not a diss, because at the end of the day, we're all YouTubers. I'm a YouTuber, you're a YouTuber yourself. But yeah, I get what you're saying. He isn't an analyst at all, not in the least bit. But he is a YouTuber. We're all YouTubers, it's just that we all do things differently, you know what I'm saying? Um, we all do, we all set up and give a different kind of content. I consider myself an analyst, and that he is definitely not, but that doesn't make him bad. Everybody does things differently here on this channel, or here on this platform. you know um no and that's the thing, Star Fox. I'm not with the new media versus the old media stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because we get a lot of our news from the old media. Okay. They've been in the game a lot longer. They have their connections. They're able to give us news earlier, sometimes. But then you got, the thing with them is that they take and they borrow from a lot of the new media, and they don't give much credit to the new media. In fact, a lot of the old media have created podcasts and shows where, and done their content similar to the way that the newer media has done. But the new media got to give respect to the old media as well, because even though we're newer, we do things differently. We get a lot of our information from them at first, and then we talk about it in our own way. You know what I'm saying? So everybody needs to work together. I'm not with the whole like, yo, old media is this, doing this and that, and the new media is doing this. A lot of the new media is BS too. A lot of the new media are clickbaits. A lot of the new media deliver fake news. You know what I'm saying? Um, so with all that being said, it depends on who you're listening to. You want to listen to people that are consistent with new exclusive news. Like if they're consistent giving you like, yo, I got sources tell me such and such is happening, you know? And if they're consistent with giving you news and it's real news, and they give it to you before the old media or the mainstream boxing media gives it to you, then they're pretty credible, But if they're like 50-50, I can't listen to anyone that's like 50-50, because at the end of the day, we do make money off of this. And you got to understand, it's their livelihood. I'm not there yet with YouTube where it's like my livelihood. It's not, I'm getting there, but it's not to a point where, this is changing my life as far as like financially. Hopefully I can get there one day, but some people, they live off the amount of content they put out every day and the amount of views and the what they get paid on YouTube. So they're willing to put out clickbaitable shit and lie and fake news. They're willing to do that in order to make more money because they need to keep the money rolling in. They got to pay the bills. So I understand their hustle, but it's not good. It's not really good for the boxing community if you're putting out fake or you're doing really biased content. You're not telling the full story, but people are going to make their money any way they could. So I get it. I respect the hustle, but I don't respect the content, basically. Aaron asked, would I travel to Australia for a big fight? I would. It just got to be the right fight. Just like when I went to London for the first time, I went because I thought Joshua was going to fight. He ended up coming to New York and rescheduling the date. So I actually just went for vacation anyway. So I would do the same thing if I were to travel to Australia, because I've always wanted to go out there. If I were to travel to Australia for a fight, I would use it as an opportunity to go on vacation. So I would go out there for at least, a week or 10 days or so to spend the time out there and just, enjoy the vacation itself if I'm going to travel that far. So I would go, but I would spend some time out there if I were to go to Australia. That's not a quick trip. Young Hollywood, if is me and Bids. No, before I jumped on live, I seen Coach Malachi. I seen him on calling a fight. I seen True School Sports. So those are I seen Ringside Reporter also covering the fight. So those are the 3 or 4 different channels that I saw on live when I woke up. So they were already on. I'm assuming they were on from the very beginning. All right. Captain Crow says, no disrespect, he just follows the rules of the algorithm more than a will to become the new Burt Sugar. I'm assuming you're talking about Ellie Sutback, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Counter Local Sports says, I give out fight dates before they do, and a month later they put it out. And this is what I mean. There's a lot of people on YouTube that was able to do that. I remember getting my fight date for Mayweather and Pacquiao from a YouTuber. I can't remember who it was, but I purchased and booked my flight and hotel for Mayweather and Pacquiao based on what I saw online before it actually officially was released. Maybe a week before the actual date was released. So yes, there are a lot of people on YouTube that give exclusive information out. And it's stolen, and it's not even stolen, it's used for the mainstream boxing community because we use their information all the time. So we can't just point out when the YouTube brings the information first, we can't point out, we can't just do that because we take from there. We could go to Boxing Scene every day and get news, from them. So we got to point out that we get our information from them too, but there's times where they get information from a YouTuber and they don't credit the YouTuber, Boxing gyms, a lot of these dudes are terrible, new and old. Exactly. And that's my point. It's not just new, it's not just old. It's both. It comes from both sides. Yes, Counter Local is great for the Puerto Rican community, especially the Puerto Rican boxers. He covers all of them. He tells you who's on the come up, who to look out for, and he gives a lot of information on those fighters for sure. Yeah, Showbiz did quit his job for YouTube. I seen him making a video on that a while ago. He did quit his job for YouTube. Hopefully one day I could get to that point. I'm not near that point yet. I'm not even close to it, but maybe I can get to that point someday where I can just live off making boxing content, yeah. Yeah, Young Hollywood says, I think you're gonna get there. You've been consistent all year. Yeah, I gotta just be consistent all year, next year, every year, and I've been doing a good job recently, so I'm gonna keep it going, It's just a lot. It is a lot because I do a lot. You know, I do a lot outside of YouTube. Elney says these commentators are calling a fight remotely, but didn't send a Tessitore and Tim Bradley to Australia. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess they didn't. I mean, they just called the fight. Wait, did they? Oh, didn't they send Tessitore and Tim Bradley? They did, but you know, they pick and choose. They figured, I'm assuming they figured that was an undisputed fight. That was a bigger fight. So they did it for them. You know, I know Andre Ward hasn't been traveling and going to boxing events much since COVID. You know, he's been very, very cautious of where he goes. Yeah. Boxing Gym says, man, what a dream, full-time YouTube. Yeah, it'll be great. Listen, if I can get to a point where I can make a living off just making content, um, that'll be great, man. That'll be great. You know, and I am gonna do the Patreon thing soon as well. You know, I've been saying that for the last couple of years that I was gonna start it, but I was never really active enough to do Patreon. But I'm getting that rolling soon. You know, hopefully, either by maybe probably by July, I can hopefully get that ball rolling. All right. Young Hollywood, I feel you. A lot of people, it really, a lot of people prefer a lot of energy. I don't have the greatest energy. You know, I'm more like I jump in excitement when certain things happen, but I'm actually like this in person. I'm real like chill and just laid back. I'm very private person. You know what I'm saying? I'm really family oriented guy. Um, you know, I have a close circle of friends. Um, but I'm really, this is my personality. I'm just kind of chill. Some people are gonna prefer channels that are really got high energy, you know, or some people like drama related channels too. You know, some people love channels that's gonna give them drama, and they're gonna be, or some people like channels that just don't even make much boxing content. They just diss other channels. You know, some people love channels that just diss other channels that they hate. You know, and I never understood it. I was like, listen, if you hate a channel, just don't listen to them. But people like to listen to channels that they feel are going to say exactly what they expect to say. Just that they can thumbs it down and slander them in the comment section. I never got the point. Like, as soon as I don't like your channel, I don't listen to your content. I don't check or I don't click on it no more. You know, that's just the way it is. Kano Local says, boxing wave assess channels individually. He don't judge based on associations or anything, which is why I respect Wave. He takes the time to see for what you are. Yeah. And I'm like that in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's me. Yeah. Nah, I'm excited when the knockouts come though. You guys, my knockout reactions are crazy. I watch my own reactions sometimes and I'm like, when it only a few things could do that with me. You know, boxing is one of them. Sports in general is one of them, but boxing is the one thing that can get me to get riled up and hyped up. You know, that's why as much as I complain about boxing, and we're still waiting for the fight to begin, guys. So I'll let you know as soon as the fight begins. But one thing about boxing is the only one of the few things that can get me so excited for something. You know, a good movie can do that. A good film can do that. You know, certain sports. You know, I watch a lot of basketball, so basketball can do it for me. But there's not much that's out there that can get me so excited and thrilled. You know, I am a thrill seeker, though. I do like to travel a lot. I do like to do a lot of extreme things out there, you know, like the skydiving and stuff. You guys see my old skydiving video that I posted up on YouTube years ago. I do like to go to amusement parks and get on crazy roller coasters. And, you know, I do, you know, I used to do a little bit of the street racing stuff. Like I am into that adrenaline rushing stuff. But I'm actually just a real like laid back, chill dude. You know, I'm not gonna be on here beefing with no one. Um, you'll never see me beefing with someone. And I don't care. And you know, I've said this before. There's YouTube channels that's diss me. There's content creators out there that's diss me. I'm never gonna respond to them. You know, especially if they're trash. Most of them are. I'm never gonna diss other channels. You know, there's channels out there that's been dissing me or sneak dissing me. You know, I've seen them. I don't really pay them no mind, man. You're never gonna see me react to other channels out there, like if they're negative towards me. You know, because I don't diss other channels ever. Like I'll never diss other channels. I see your comments, I read your comments. I see that y'all diss a lot of channels in my comments. I see it and I just ignore it, man, because I'm not out here dissing anybody. You know, I mean, if they're not my cup of tea, then I just don't listen to them, man. Like I got nothing to say about them. I don't want to shine light on people that I don't think is good. I'm not gonna shine light on channels that I think are whack channels. Like if you make trash content, I'm not gonna talk about you. That's the problem. And I tweeted this yesterday. I tweeted this last night. What did I tweet? You know, if you follow me on Twitter, I just said this last night. I said to people, you know, I think boxing fan needs to shine less light on dumb boxing takes. It's that, and that's from wherever it's coming from, not just a specific group of fans. And I really mean that. Like, I don't understand what boxing fans, y'all put so much energy into like whack content creators, people that you think are no good, but you spend so much energy on trying to expose bad content creators. I don't get it. There's literally a lot of channels out there where 90% of their content is just dissing other channels. You know, they don't even make. I mean, like, yo, bro, I don't even know what your take on boxing anymore because you spent so much time dissing other channels that I don't even know what you like in boxing anymore. You know, and that's what I mean. Like, I'm not gonna spend the energy dissing other channels because at the end of the day, I didn't create YouTube to talk about other channels. I created YouTube to talk about boxing. You know, I mean, from my first videos, all my videos were prediction videos, just doing analysis. And I wasn't nearly as good as I am today. Like, I've grown to be a much better, you know, analyst on here because of the experience that I learned. I learned so much about boxing as I was doing this. But I created my content. I did not follow one YouTube channel when I created this. You know, when I started making videos, there were other content creators that started leaving comments in my videos, and people started suggesting other channels for me to watch. And that's when I started watching like the Wires of the world. Who else was out there? You had The Wire, you had Boxing Beats and Rhymes was out, 78 Sports TV was out, Carcino was out. Man, so many channels back then. I can't remember them all. But you guys get what I'm saying. You know? Blood Boxing is OG. I thought Donaire was 39. They have him listed at 38 here. Yeah. Am I tripping? Oh, excuse me. I mean, it's just 1 year, you know? But you know how people are with the age. Yeah, Donaire's 39. I think he turns 40. Yeah, he turns 40 in November. All right, but they have him listed at 38. Yeah, Dante's Boxing Nation was one of the first channels that I did check out too. He was OG. I actually was a big fan of Dante in the beginning when he used to like do like breakdowns before the media stuff. I was a big fan of Dante Boxing Nation for sure. Yeah, Young Hollywood. Yo, there's some dudes that made videos about me. I'm not gonna call them out, but there's channels that made videos about me. Usually they all made videos. Uh Most of them is Wilder related channels. You know what I'm saying? And there's a few other channels that's just me. I don't care though. I'm not gonna like. I don't really care. I don't really care. It's usually over Wilder. Like when I made that Wilder rant video one time, man, these dudes was making mad videos about me. Dude, it was going. They was pissed. There's a good amount of channels that made videos about me. Let's see. But I don't care. I don't remember 916 Chris. The boxing rant is cool. I don't listen to many of their videos because the they have a good podcast, very professional, and they're very funny. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's just that the reason why I don't listen to a lot of their videos is that they usually make content kind of after the fact, if you get what I'm saying. And by the time their videos come out, we kind of moved on from that topic. So, they have a good podcast. They have a very good podcast. But I know on YouTube when they put their content out, it's usually like kind of late, and I'm kind of tired of hearing, or talking about certain fights. Me usually when a fight is over, I usually listen to content on that fight maybe a day or two after, and then I move on because I'm spending my time on. You guys got to remember, I spend most of my time on boxing doing film study. So I don't have enough time to listen to content creators. I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot of time because most of the time I'm doing film study for the next fight. Like this week was tough because I had a busy schedule with my personal life, and then I had to find time to do a breakdown for Cambosos and Haney, Fulton and Roman, Inoue and Donaire, you know, and whatever other fights that I did breakdowns on. I don't know if I did anything else on anyone else, but it's a lot of time, So I don't spend much time listening to other content creators, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I listen to Blue Blood depending on what the news is about. I listen to Blue Blood based on what he puts out. Sometimes he puts out some really exclusive stuff. But again, he's not one of the main guys that I follow. No. All right. I only listen to um everybody I listen to is based on what they're putting out. Uh I listen to Boxing Beats Rhymes a lot. I try to keep up. Sometimes I fall back. Like I haven't listened to him in like a couple weeks. But I usually try to follow, listen to what he has to put out because I think he's pretty consistent with just covering the boxing news overall. And I also like how he brings a lot of history into things. You know what I'm saying? So I do listen to him a lot. I do listen to boxing gems. When I get around to his videos, I listen to him. Um, I listen to a few other channels, but I don't have time to listen to a lot of YouTubers, to be honest, because I gotta make time for me and me studying the next fight. You know, so if I'm on YouTube, I'm usually doing film study. Mr. Boxing Today is an OG as well. Yes, he is an OG. And I think he is the best heavyweight division boxing channel for sure. You know, because he knows the history and he knows all of the up and coming guys. You know, that's his expertise. I'm picking on Inoue. I have Inoue winning this one by stoppage. All right. I said by the ninth round. Yeah. So, and that's no disrespect to the other channels because I listen to a lot of channels. It's just based on what they put out. So if you put out some video that I want to know about that fighter, then I might listen to you that day. Yeah, Coach Malachi is a great channel, and that's a channel that I was talking about with energy. Like he's really like him. He has a lot of energy. You know what I'm saying? He has callers call up. People love the callers calling up type of thing, and you know he has great energy, and he likes to go off. He's like really raw. You know what I'm saying? That's what people love, like blood boxing. He's really, really raw. There's certain channels that are really raw and they have a lot of energy. I'm more like a chill, laid back, I like to do analysis type of dude. I try to stay away from the rumors, the messy stuff, the drama. But I have a few channels that I do like to listen to that's good at covering that kind of content. You know what I'm saying? The Boxing Voice is cool. Another channel that I love to listen to from time to time, depending on who they have up or what they're discussing. Again, it's and I don't want any channel that's listening to me to feel disrespected if I don't mention you. It's not that I don't listen to you. It's just I don't listen to anyone all of the time. I only listen to what you're putting out. If I'm interested and I have the time to listen and I'm doing stuff in the house, you also got to remember I listen to a lot of podcasts that's non-boxing related. So I listen to um Gilly and Wallow's podcast. I listen to a lot of hip hop podcasts. I listen to Drink Champs. I listen to Rory and Mao. I listen to Joe Budden podcast every once in a blue. So I listen to a lot of hip hop podcasts too. Also, I listen to some politic-based podcasts every once in a blue, depending on what they're putting out. I listen to a few movie podcasts. You know what I'm saying? So I listen to other podcasts that's not boxing related. So to have time for boxing podcasts, I don't always have time for boxing podcasts. Boxing Gyms, thank you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Boxing knowledge is what's usually missing. Field study content takes hours to create, only 24 hours in a day. Yes, and you still gotta work. If you're dating, you got to deal with the person you're dating. If you have to deal with family, you got to deal with your family. You got to have time, a social life, friends, hanging out, going out. What's good, Wong, is another channel that's on the come up. He's another boxing analyst channel. That's on the come up. Good morning with you, bro. He's another channel that is doing analysis with every video, and so is Punch Perfect. I actually left a comment on his channel the other day. He's been doing content for a little while now, and I think he's another good analyst that people should check out. If you're looking for a boxing analyst, he's another one that's doing it. What's good, Wong? Is not Wong. What's good, Woog? Is another guy that is doing the boxing analyst thing, and I'm glad to see there's a lot of newer channels that's doing the boxing analyst thing because I feel like the drama goes but so far. Because if you're just making content on drama, it's like, all right, what else you got? But some people want to just hear that and nothing else. And some people are just willing to listen to analysis when it's their favorite fighters because you have a lot of casual fans in boxing. And there's nothing wrong with casual fans. It's that they're only going to be interested in certain fighters sometimes. So, if you became and I'm not picking on Spence, but if Errol Spence made you more of a fan of this sport, or Triple G made you more of a fan of this sport, you're gonna listen to his videos and his videos only. I have certain subscribers that only come around when I speak on certain boxers. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that because you're going to listen to what you're interested in, like I do. You know, I only listen to certain channels when they're talking about certain fighters, you know? So I think people got to understand it takes hours to do research on breakdowns. It's been a long time since I just did a breakdown without doing any research. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't do research, you'll notice the difference in the quality of the video. You know, even with fighters that I'm very familiar with, I still take time to do. You know why? Because certain fights you don't remember them the same way. Like you think you do, but when you watch it again, you're gonna notice things in the fight that you didn't notice the first time you watched it. Because the first time you watch it, you watching it off, you're studying it, but you're watching it because of the entertainment fight factor of it too. So you might watch again, you're like, I'm gonna sit down and really analyze this fight. And now you're noticing things that you didn't notice before. You know what I'm saying? They're showing Inoue getting warmed up in his dressing room. And I noticed that Inoue's scar tissue is still there. You know, and I'm sure Donaire is going to be looking to open that cut again like he did in the first fight. And I believe Inoue had a broken orbital bone in the first fight, and he continued fighting and even dropping Donaire. Just to go show you how how durable he is, because Donaire is much bigger and is a huge puncher. And Inoue was still able to win. And this is why I have him winning this rematch. That's part of the reason why I have him winning this fight again, because he felt Donaire's power and he was able to give some of that power back. You know what I'm saying? MAW, thank you, bro. Appreciate you. I saw that Wilder got a new song out. Is it an R&B song or a rap song? I saw like the post he made about it. DMX or Rakim? Damn. Rakim was probably my first favorite rapper. Nah, LL Cool. No, wait, hold on. It was either EPMD, Eric B. and Rakim, and LL Cool J. Were probably my first three favorite rappers. Nah, I can't forget Special Ed. Rakim or DMX. I'm gonna go with DMX because DMX is been more. DMX is one of my favorite rappers ever. So I'm gonna have to say DMX. Rakim was one of my favorite rappers when I was really, really young. But DMX, I gotta go DMX. DMX has more to impact on me, for sure. Way more of an impact on me. Nah, I don't listen to the new rappers. I don't listen to NBA Youngboy and the Baby. I don't listen to them. Everybody I listen to is kind of like a little bit behind. I kind of didn't pass the I didn't really go much past the J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick era. Like once after that era, I kind of stopped listening to the newer people. Do I have a favorite rock band? I really don't have a favorite rock band. I only like certain songs. You know what I'm saying? Uh I did listen to some rock though when I was younger, not so much now. I listened to Korn a little bit, Smashing Pumpkins. Uh, I listened to whoever had a good song. You know, I listened to a little bit of YouTube. Um, I listen to everybody. Depends on the song. Yeah, I like Kanye. I do like Kanye. All right, these guys is about to come out. Who you guys got, man? Who's your picks for this fight? Who's your picks for this fight? Yeah, I just don't like the style of rap. I mean, like as far as like lyrically, I don't like the way the new sound in rap is not for me. You know, I think when I go out, I think when I go out and I'm listening to music, I like the music when I'm just having a drink. You know what I'm saying? I just don't really. It's not my style of rap. You know, when the way that they're rapping, it's just not for me. You know, I think Future had a lot of influence on the way that people are rapping now. And I'm not a big Future fan like that, specifically because he raps too much about using drugs. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's cool. I never thought that was cool. Inoue, body bag, Inoue. Where the Donaire people at? All right, we got one Donaire. Damon Wester says Donaire knockout in 8. All right, Inoue's coming to the ring. Oh, and I like Nirvana too. I like Nirvana a lot. For the people that the rock people. Yeah, I think Woog, I agree with you. I think it's gonna be the body shots. I think the Nue is gonna attack the body more. All right. I think Donaire might attack the body more too, though. You know, I think he might attack the body more. You know, I don't think he attacked the body enough. Yeah, I don't even think dealing is good. Gems is just like, but I understood like what people had to do to come up, but I can't listen to anybody that's rapping about using drugs all day. Like I just can't do it. I can't do it, man. It's not for me. I listened to his new album and he's still rapping about that. I just can't do it. It's not my cup of tea. And I'm not a fan of drill music either. It's just I'm not a fan of it. I actually do believe that has influence on people. So I don't listen to drill music. I don't really support drill music. I like it sometimes when I'm listening to it because the energy it brings, but everywhere is getting crazy. New York City is crazy again. Chicago crazy, Baltimore, all these places, Philly's crazy. Everybody's shooting everything. I don't, nah, I don't support that. It's just crazy. These kids is getting innocent kids and elderly people getting shot all over the place. I don't support that kind of stuff in the times we're in right now. Like, nah, like, I miss like the lyricism and stuff. All right, so Inoue is in the ring and Donaire is coming out. Donaire's coming out second. All right. Donaire's coming to the ring now. Inoue's already in the ring. Let's go. Let's get it. You know what? Jazz hasn't hit me yet. My dad listens to a lot of jazz, and he was listening to jazz when he was younger. I listen to jazz, but mainly when I'm just hanging out with my dad. I don't usually listen to jazz on my own. When I want to relax, I listen to like old school R&B and soul. Like I don't listen to jazz like that though. Jazz isn't for me. You know, jazz is just a little bit too chill for me. You know, I got to hear somebody singing when I'm listening to smooth music, you know. Uh the new Kendrick album is good, but it's not something I can keep going back to. If you get what I'm saying, like it's a very powerful album, but it feels like it's like a pimp to pimp a butterfly album. It's like an album, like it's a very powerful album, but it's not something I can keep listening to. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to listen to Damn. You know, I like to listen to, you know, Good Kid, Mad City. I like to listen to those. I can't listen to the new album like that. It's a good album, but it's not something that I can just keep listening to. It's just too. It's too much, man. You know, it's better than To Pimp a Butterfly, though. I agree with that, but it's still like in that. I don't know, man. I like to listen to Damn and the other one. I can't listen to the new one that much. You know, I'm actually a big Tyler the Creator fan. You guys will probably be surprised by that, but I'm a big Tyler the Creator fan. I like him. I like him. Um, I like J. Cole. I like Drake. I like everybody. I don't like the new people too much. I'll probably give Kendrick the edge over Cole, barely, but it's close. It's close. I probably listen to Kendrick a little bit more. All right, so they're both in the ring, man. I don't know how we got into a hip hop conversation when it comes to a Inoue and Donaire fighting each other. All right. Yes, I am going to Smith Jr. Versus Better BF. You know, stop talking about music. You're making me not like you. I mean, we all got different music tastes. Mine is different from most. You know, maybe I always wanted to do a video talking about music, but not yet. What do I think about Joshua's new trainer? I said it before. We just gotta wait and see, man. I don't want to speak about Robert Garcia being his new trainer until I see the results. You know, I want to see the results first, and then we could talk about it. But you know, I don't know if Robert is good for the fight that AJ needs to fight. You know, for this rematch, we won't know until we see the fight. We won't know. I know he's been bouncing around. I thought he was with James Ali Bashir, so I don't know if he's still part of his camp too. It seems like AJ is been mixing it up with trainers. I'm hoping he could. I don't know if that's a good thing though, you know, because you got a mix of different trainers that's teach you different things. So I really don't know if that's good. You know, I think he should probably stick with one trainer for the camp. But we just gotta wait and see, man. We gotta wait and to see the results of it. You know, maybe he's using different trainers to learn more from each. He's really big on learning about sport. He says it all the time. So maybe it is a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing. We'll know. Maybe it's still not enough. You know, maybe Usyk just has his number. We just gotta wait and see. You know, I don't want to. I don't want to speak on things before knowing the result. Aaron says Donaire looks ready. They both look ready. They both look good. You know, I saw the weigh-in. They both look good. You know, Donaire looks as good as he can look at 39 years old. He looks great. And Inoue looked strong at the weigh-in too. They both still look very strong. Thanks, Card Shark. Appreciate it. Legendary asks, am I disappointed with the heavyweight saga, the way the heavyweight saga has broken down? Um, a little bit, because these guys brought back excitement. I think all of these guys, AJ, Joshua, AJ, Wilder, Fury, you know, and some of the other guys, I thought they all made the division very fun to watch. But I don't think we got enough fights from them. I think that AJ and Fury should definitely fight regardless of who wins what. I think that AJ and Wilder never fighting is a travesty. Like, I think that's just, you know, I just think that there's more that could have been done in this era, this generation of heavyweights. But it's not over. These fights still can be made. It's just I'm a little disappointed. Yeah. You know? Donaire, 39. Okay, they have him listed as 39 here. 42-6 with 28 KOs. Yeah, and Usyk too. You know, Usyk. I'm glad. You know, I like Usyk though, but you know, he got to the heavyweight division kind of late because he was doing his thing as a cruiser. You know, and he kind of he became a pro kind of late as well. But he's made time to become undisputed. You know, bounce around, collect all of the belts at cruiserweight, and then went up and beat AJ for 3 of the titles. You know, that's a lot. I just want to see him. If he is to beat AJ, I do want to see him and Fury fight for undisputed, though, for sure. Yeah, I'm a fan of both, man. I am a fan of both of these fighters. Uh, I just want it to be a good fight, man. I'm not really rooting for anyone. I want Inoue to win solely because I want to see him in some bigger fights in the future. You know, I was speaking on that, the possibility of him becoming undisputed and Fulton becoming undisputed and them possibly fighting each other. That would be great. I mean, I don't know if that's really realistic, because of the politics and stuff, but that would be a great match, man. That's what I really want. I want all of this to end that way. You know? Yeah, I've been to New Rock City. I used to go a lot when I was a kid and when I was younger. I used to hang out there all the time in the arcade, in the bowling alley. Haven't been there in years though. All right, they touch gloves. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go. Let's get it. You guys think this is going to be as good as the first one or better or worse? All right, round one. All right, and Donaire comes out with a lead left hook right away. Let you know right there, he's going for that cut. So Inoue, so Donaire is coming forward again. All right, Inoue is fighting on his back foot right now, using that jab very cautiously though. Donaire is being very cautious. He's feinting a lot more. being very cautious as he come forward. Nothing landed from neither yet. They're both being extremely cautious. Donaire steps in, shoots the right to the body, but Inoue gets out of the way of that for now. Inoue steps in with a lead left hook, and it's blocked by Donaire. This could only go for so long. I know these guys are trying to be extremely cautious, but you can you just know it's about to go down. But Donaire's doing a good job at getting in and out, taking these quick steps in and out, staying out of danger. Again, nothing really landed halfway through the first round. Oh, nice check left hook lands for Inoue. That's the first clean shot that landed this so far this round. Nice jab lands for Inoue. Donaire's doing a better job. Oh, nice overhand right lands for Inoue. Donaire's doing a better job, like defensively, like stepping in and out. But so far, he hasn't really landed a clean shot. Jab lands to the body of Donaire. Another jab lands for Inoue, but Donaire caught him with a right hand counter. All right, a hard one. Might have hurt Inoue a little bit. Best shot of the fight landed so far. Donaire finally got him. Inoue responded with a left hook, but Donaire caught him with the biggest shot. Now they're starting to let their hands fly. Now they're fighting. Right hand lands for one nice 1-2 from Inoue. And round is coming to a close. Good round. Lot of action. Oh, whoa! Inoue dropped. Inoue dropped Donaire with a right hand. Inoue dropped Donaire with a right hand at the end of the first round. The round was done. Donaire is back up, though. Donaire is back up. He's fine. But Inoue is ready to go at him. Round's done. Yo, shit. Oh, man. First round knockdown. Here we go. Here we go. Damn. Good round, too. So, Donaire, told y'all in the breakdown, he gets a little too eager for the knockdown, man. He was fighting smart. Caught Inoue with a good right hand, the best shot of the fight. And then the ending lasting seconds, he walked right into a right hand. Walked right into it. Wow. Yo, you thought the round was over. I thought the round was over. I was about to score the first round to Inoue, and Donaire got caught, bro. But he doesn't seem hurt. He seems fine. All right, round two, y'all. Round two. Here we go. I'm hyped up now. I wasn't expecting that. Oh, man. So Donaire has been down already. Now, Donaire, let's see what he does, man. So Inoue came out. He's starting with the jab and caught him with a right. And he caught Donaire again with another right and a left. Uh-oh. Donaire's not looking good, man. He's already taking punishment this time. A big left hand counter. Oh, Donaire's hurt again. Donaire's hurt. Oh, man. Oh, no. Donaire's taking too much punishment, man. I don't think. Big right hand lands again on Donaire. Donaire's taking a lot of punishment. He's trying to counter. He's trying to set Inoue up, though. But Inoue is being very smart. He's bringing pressure on Donaire. Donaire's on the ropes. But, big competition. Oh, Donaire's hurt again. Donaire's taking a lot of hits, man. He's still trying to catch. I think he's still trying to catch Inoue with a big shot. But Inoue has been smart. And now Inoue is on the ropes. And Donaire is the one that's coming forward. But Donaire's taking away. Oh, Donaire's hurt bad. Oh, he's about to go down. He's going down. Oh, he almost went down there. But he's going back to the ropes. He's taking so much punishment, y'all. Minute 40 seconds left in the second round. Oh, another right hand from Donaire. He's taking, so many shots. He's down. It's over. It's over. It's over. He got back up, but the ref is waving off, taking too much punishment. No, it's over. Second round KO, y'all. Second round. The monster has ended Donaire, man, and it's over, man. Yo, Inoue finished him off crazy this time. Crazy. Wow. It's over, y'all. It's over. He was taking too much punishment, man. Not a bad stoppage. Not a bad. He got up, but he was taking too much. He was literally getting hit with everything Inoue was landing. He was wobbling around. He was out on his feet. It was a good stoppage, man. Second round KO for Naoya Inoue. And they show support. They give each other a hug. Mad love, mad love, mad love. Damn. Damn, yo. Damn. Destroyed him. Damn. Inoue is crazy. 2 rounds? Damn. Damn, man. Did y'all see that? Damn. Got me hyped early this morning, man. Damn, Inoue Donaire looks very upset in his corner. I don't know what he's upset. I think he's just upset at the loss. You know what's funny? Because Donaire started out, and he has like a one cut over his right eye. He started out fighting smart. Now he's bowing to the crowd now. He started out fighting very smart, all right, in that first round. But again, Donaire is a guy that's eager for the knockout, and I felt like this time, I felt like he really needed to be a little bit more patient, fight on the back foot, and look for the counters, to counter in a way. And he didn't do it. He didn't do it. You know, he's just too eager. He wants to go for the KO. You know, and I think that's his flaw. He can box well backing up, but he just be too eager for the KO. And he started walking into right hands and left hooks. And then in the second round, Inoue just blew him away, bro. I mean, oh my God. Inoue landed every single power shot he threw in that second round. You know, and Donaire was just trying to go on a war with him. And I don't think that was the best way to do it. You know, Inoue has only improved since that first fight. Clearly, you know, he's only improved in the game plan and the setups. He did get caught with a good shot in the first round, though. But he made quick, easy work of Donaire in this rematch. I want him to fight Paul Butler, go for Undisputed. He's a 3 belt holder now at 118. And yeah, man. I don't know if they're going to translate for him. Probably not, because they're in Japan. You know, he's fighting in front of his own crowd. He's not fighting in front of an American crowd. So I don't know if he's going to translate, but big knockout, good knockout. Yeah, that dude hits very hard. And this is what I was saying earlier. And shout out to everyone that's here. Hit that thumbs up, please. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. This is what I was saying earlier about him going up to 122, and if he can carry that power up there. I think he hits so hard that he may be able to carry that power up there if he were to fight a Stephen Fulton. All right. His power, his speed, his technique is all on point, man. But I don't know, man. 122 is a different beast, bro. You got so many good fighters up there. But I do believe, you know, Donaire is a guy that is a very seasoned fighter, even at 122. He spent a lot of time, a lot of years up at 122. All right, went up as far as 126, and he's a pretty durable fighter. And Inoue was able to hurt him easily. And I understand he's 39 years old. He's 39 years old. So you got to play it. That is a factor. It's a huge factor. But Inoue is just knocking out. I mean, he's been knocking out all of these fighters, man. You know, I think his power still would be a factor at 122. How much of a factor, I don't know. But I would love to see him and Fulton fight each other. I would love to see him and Fulton fight each other, man. Oh my God, man. Yo, let me tell you something, man. I'm saying this, and I said it earlier. Currently, one of my dream fights, if they are both to become undisputed, is Fulton and Inoue, 2 top 10 pound for pound fighters fight. I would love both undefeated. I would love, yo. I mean, we got to start talking about that now and building that up because that's a real possibility. I think if they both become undisputed by the end of this year, by 2023, we can have 2 undisputed. If we could get 2, if we can start talking about that now, let's get it. If they both can win their next fights. All right. I think Inoue definitely could beat Paul Butler. I think the tougher fight is for Fulton to beat MJ Akhmadaliev. That's a tough fight for Fulton. I think it's a tougher fight than Roman. All right. It's a tough fight, but it's something that I think Fulton can do. We just got to see it happen. But if they both become undisputed, let's get a fight between 2 undefeated top tier fighters, undisputed. Let's get that by 2023. And if we talk about it enough, I think it could be a real thing. If Fulton and Inoue gets word, because I know Inoue has, there's been talks about him moving up to 122. If we can talk about it now, I think that's a fight we could get if they both become undisputed and do what they have to do. You know, obviously, if Fulton loses to MJ, it takes the steam away. All right. And then then MJ will be undisputed. If MJ is undisputed, I would still want the same outcome. I would still want the fight. But Fulton is a guy that a lot of people, most people, some people even have in their pound for pound list already. And there's no arguments there. People love Fulton right now. You know, that would be crazy, man. Let's get 2 undisputed fighters. 2 4-belt. That would be the first 4-belt undisputed clash. You know what I'm saying? Between 2 divisions. I mean, that would be great. Let's get it. Yeah, Inoue got busy early. If you're just joining us, man, Inoue has stopped Donaire in the second round. First round, very competitive. Inoue was winning, dropped Donaire in the final seconds of the first round. Donaire gets up. Second round, Donaire made the poor choice of going to war with Inoue, and he got clobbered with right hands and left hooks. He got clobbered and dominated and got dropped a couple times and lost. All right? It's over, y'all. It's over. It's over. I have Canelo winning, but not KO and Triple G. You know, if Canelo doesn't stop Triple G within the first 5 or so rounds, I don't see Canelo stopping Triple G. I don't see him stopping Triple G, period. But if he is going to stop Triple G, it's going to be early. I think if Triple G starts getting a good rhythm going, one thing I've learned about the older Triple G is that once he starts getting a good rhythm going, I think he fights better on the later rounds. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was able to stun Canelo in the second fight late. He was able to beat Canelo in the later rounds, in my opinion. Even in his last fight, he was able to do better in the second half of the fight. It just, I don't think it's gonna end in a stoppage. You know, I mean, Canelo would have to hurt him really early or something for him to stop Triple G. Because once Triple G gets it going, he's gonna, it's gonna be tough. I still think it's gonna be a tough fight. I just think it's gonna be clearer than the previous 2 for Canelo. I have Canelo winning. What's up, Arlette? Long time. I haven't seen you in a minute. I think Canelo's gonna win, but I don't think he's stopping Triple G. All right, I don't think he's stopping Triple G. Yeah, his fight is over, y'all. Y'all just joined, is over. I got up too late, man. Got up too late. Got up too late, man. Yeah, but good win for Inoue. There's one more belt to get, and hopefully he gets it. And hopefully he moves up and gets to Fulton before Fulton moves up to 126. That would be my um that would be my dream to happen. You know, that scenario right there. That's a scenario I want. You know, what's up, Project Jab? What's good with you? Yeah, Inoue looks strong in the weigh-in. You know, even when I saw him at the weigh-in, looked really, really strong. You know, for sure. I think 122 is a cap for him. You know, and I think 122 is a deeper division right now. You know, because you have a lot of young, fresh fighters there. Inoue has been running this division for a while. I don't think there's anyone that's really a threat to him at the division. I think Donaire was his biggest threat. And it seemed like, you know, you had John Rio Casamero was the one fight that I wanted to see. But it's just been too many shenanigans with Casamero, you know. And I honestly I think I mean I want to see the fight, right? If he's gonna stick around, I would have loved to see the fight between Inoue and Casamero. But honestly, I believe that both Donaire and Inoue would beat Casamero. You know, Casamero is a very powerful fighter like these two. But I think on a technique level, he's leagues below. These two are leagues above Casamero as far as technique. You know, Casamero is strong, but it's always some drama with him in some way, some form. It's just always some issue with him. And this is part of the reason why he got stripped. I just can't do it with him. You know, that's not a fight that I feel that Inoue has to wait around for. You know, it's a fight that I wanted, and I wanted it for the last few years, but it's not a fight that I feel that Inoue should like wait at the division. Like it's in if he becomes undisputed this year, move up to 122 and go straight to whoever is the top dog at 122, unless you know whether it's Fulton or MJ, go straight at that top dude, whoever it is. All right. But yeah, Inoue is now 3 belt holder at 118. And 122 is like, listen, 122, you got bigger guys up there. You know, just think like if Inoue wasn't gonna fight Fulton, if he were to fight, Figueroa, for example, can he beat Figueroa? You know, if he can't stop Figueroa, if he can't hurt Figueroa, would he be able to beat Figueroa? Figueroa is hard as hell to beat. You know, you still got other guys up there. You got Neri who moved up there. Neri was a fight I wanted to see at 118, but Neri moved up. Neri had weight issues. You know, Neri had weight issues. Um, Figueroa is tough. You know, but I think he can beat some of the other top guys at 122. But I want to go up. I want him to go up and do it. You know, I think I want him to conquer the division, which he's done pretty much, even without him being undisputed. But I want him to be undisputed and go up to 122 and see what he can do up there. You know? Yeah, Figueroa is much bigger. Is a big dude. Figueroa can definitely fight at 126 easily. Figueroa is a tough guy. If you cannot knock him out, he's tough to deal with his pressure. And guess what? He knows how to cut off the ring. You know, Neri did a great job against him. All right. But it's just like how long can you go? Like this guy breaks your will. Like you could punch him 1,000 times. He's still coming. You know, he's still gonna smother your punches. And a guy like, you know, Inoue who's much smaller, he would have a lot of trouble against Figueroa, you know. With Fulton, you got to deal with his technical ability, his speed, his size as well. And plus, he could fight on the inside very well. Those will be real challenges for Inoue. If he wants to really challenge himself, it's not at 118. You know, 118, he's proven to be the best fighter there, you know. Who do I think won Fulton versus Figueroa? First viewing, to be honest, it could really go either way, man. I watched it again maybe last week. Was it last week before the fight? And I watched it again and I said, man, they could have easily gave it to Figueroa too. You know what I'm saying? Because Figueroa's activity, I think if Fulton played too much into his fight, and I think Fulton gave a lot of rounds away because of the fact that he fought Figueroa's fight and was trying to beat him in Figueroa's fight. And I don't want to say he tried to beat him because Figueroa did a good job in smothering Fulton. It's just that I like the shots that Fulton landed better, right? But there were rounds where Fulton didn't land much because Figueroa was all over him. And those were the rounds that I gave to Figueroa. Yeah, and Woog, I agree with you about Figueroa's chin. Just like his brother, Omar. I don't think his chin is gonna hold up for long because he takes way too many punches. You know, and I think when he goes up to 126 and the bigger divisions, he's gonna start getting hit by bigger guys. And you know, you keep taking enough hits, enough fights, you're gonna get dropped eventually and stopped. You know what I'm saying? So I do agree with that. But yeah, again, Fulton and Figueroa fight. As many times I watch it, I'm gonna look at it differently, you know, because I see where there was a lot of success from both, and you know, with Fulton again, he landed the cleaner, more eye-catching shots to me, but Figueroa was the busier fighter for sure. You know, he was able to smother Fulton's offense a lot in that fight. All right, so you could go either way with that. You know, a lot of people felt that Figueroa won after the fight. I remember reading comments, and I'm not arguing that at all. You know, it depends on how you look at it. Again, I think if there was a different set of judges that day, they might have edged it for Figueroa instead of Fulton. You know, I personally think it was too close for a clear winner. You know, so if they had scored it a draw, it would have just been a draw. But they edged it for Fulton that night. I think that's going to be a fight that we're going to get a rematch out of, depending on, you know, how they're both doing at 126. You know, because there's a lot of different guys up at 126. You got Mark Masai up there. You got Ray Vargas up there. You have, you know, Navarrete, who I think is going to be the guy to beat at 126. I think Navarrete is better than Figueroa. You know, they're both pressure fighters, but I like Navarrete and his angles. He has power as well, and he can switch just like Figueroa can. But I think Navarrete is his angles, man. I like his angles, man. He's good. Like I like watching him. You know, he's probably one of my favorite Mexican fighters to watch right now, outside of Canelo. I like Navarrete. Navarrete is my dude. You know, outside of Canelo, he's probably my favorite Mexican fighter to watch right now. You know, his style ain't for everybody, but it's his angles for me. It's his angles that you gotta he throws certain punches that look awkward and you won't catch it. You know, when I saw him fight Christopher Diaz, Diaz just kept getting hit with shots that you just didn't know, man. You know, that would be one of, you know, if Shakur had stayed at 126, that would have been a tough fight for Shakur. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Yeah, Navarrete, ruin Isaac Dobe's career. Not career, but he hasn't been the same since those fights. Yeah. And let me tell you something. I know Bob was trying to make a Navarrete fight with what's this dude's name? Oscar Valdez, because he was talking about that fight before, even before Valdez for Shakur Stevenson. That is not an easy fight for Valdez. That's not an easy fight. And you know what? Valdez better not come back and fight that guy first. Because Navarrete is no joke. I am telling you guys. I know you guys some of you guys are looking at him like he's just some regular come forward Mexican fighter. He is not. That guy is no joke. That is one of my favorite fighters. He's not in my top 10, but he's in my top 20 right now. He's definitely in my top 20 right now. That dude is no joke. Real talk. So now, I don't know what Oscar's doing. And I know Navarrete is still officially at 126, but he's big, and I'm sure he had no problem coming up to 130. Real talk. Like, look that guy up. Like check him out. I believe he's supposed to fight. I believe he's supposed to be fighting Ray Vargas. Let me look him up. Let me check him out. Let me see if he's scheduled. What happened with that? I thought they were supposed to fight each other. No, I'm thinking of Mark Masayo. Mark Masayo is fighting Ray Vargas. Okay. Navarrete is currently, he's not scheduled for anything. And he hasn't fought since October against Joet Gonzalez. Yeah, it's his angles, bro. It's his angle. Mr. Turman, it's his angles. His angles is they're all over the place. Like, they're super random, It's not something that you can really prepare for because he doesn't fight like a traditional boxer. And he switches too, and he's powerful, and he's durable, and his punch volume, his conditioning is crazy. The only flaw he really has is that he gets hit with a lot of punches. He doesn't have the best defense. But he's my favorite he's my favorite Mexican fighter outside of Canelo Alvarez, for sure. Boxing Jim says his rhythm is awkward too. Yeah, everything he do is awkward, yo, but it works. It works. It works. I didn't like that fight for Shakur, because even if I would pick Shakur to win, but Shakur would get hit more in that fight than he's ever gotten hit. I think Navarrete would give a better fight for Shakur than Valdez did. I don't think anyone looks good against Navarrete. And if Gary Russell is to recover and come back soon, and get back in the ring, I don't know. Let's look up 126. Let's see who's running 126 right now. On BoxRec, he's rated at number 1. Gary Russell's still number 2. Mark Masayo is number 3. I think Navarrete beat Masayo. I think he beats him. I think he beats Masayo. Masayo's a fun fighter. He's a good fighter. But I think he beats Masayo. I think he's a better boxer than Masayo, and I think he can hurt him. And I think he can outwork him as well. Masayo don't have great conditioning. He doesn't have great conditioning. I think Mauricio Lara would be a great fight. But I think he's too stationary for Navarrete. I think Navarrete beats him too. Josh Warrington, well, that dude, I don't even want to get started with that guy. That guy is a real slick on how he moves, man. That's all I got to say about him. I think Navarrete stops him. Leo Santa Cruz. I think Navarrete beat Leo, man. I think he can beat Leo. I think he could beat Leo. I think he beat all these guys, bro. Ray Vargas. I think he beats Ray. I think he beats all these guys, bro. Yep. I'm picking Navarrete at 126 right now. I think Gary Russell will be the toughest one. You know, if Gary comes back fully recovered. But Gary got to want to be active, you know, because if Gary comes back, when Gary comes back, he can't go straight into fighting one time a year, bro. He needs to come back and fight. He has to have a tune-up, but then he has to get right back in the ring like months later. Yo, he can't keep doing this stretched it out year, fighting once a year. He's not young anymore. He's 34 years old and just now getting surgery. Nah, he needs to be on point with that. Yeah, I think Dark says he thinks the worst matchup for Inoue is Brandon Figueroa. You know why? Because he's a weight bully, he's a pressure fighter, he's a volume puncher, and he's super durable. Inoue, if he can't hurt him, just like Neri had a big punching power at 118. Neri conditioning, it couldn't last because he was trying to go blow to blow for blow with Figueroa, and he was winning. But once the punching power was, once he didn't have that sharpness in his punches, it was over for him. It was over. No, I think Gary Russell, a healthy Gary Russell, would have clearly beat Mark Messiah, bro. I'm not trying to take anything away from Gary Russell, but I'm not going to give him credit for a fight that he didn't win. He didn't win the fight. I know some people were saying that he won the fight with one arm. No, he did great with one arm. He didn't win the fight, though. He didn't win the fight. He would have won the fight if he had two arms, But Gary, yeah, School is the best said. Gary don't care. I'm not gonna care more than and that's my stance on these fighters. Yo, as a fan, I'm not gonna care more than you do. You know what I'm saying? If you're not really into it, I'm not gonna care more than you do. If you don't want to fight anybody good, I'm not gonna care more than you do. You know what I'm saying? If you want to stick to just doing what you want to do and fighting once a year, and just or in his case, I think he went 2 years without fighting before he fought Messiah. I'm not gonna care more than you. But I do believe that right now, currently, Navarrete would beat anybody at 126. I think Gary Russell would be the biggest challenge for him. I think if Figueroa is going to go up, I know Fulton would go up too. I would love to see Fulton. If Fulton doesn't fight Inoue or something like that, I would love to see Fulton fight Navarrete. That would be a great fight. But again, anyone that fights Navarrete, even if you are to win, no one is going to look good against him. Period. Oh, he say, "You driving me? Thought the police was chasing me." My bad, man. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's a classic about the PEDs and there. Yeah, but you know what? It happens, man. I hate it. I hate it, but I don't. I hate it. You know. But he's moved up to 120, 122. And hopefully it's past him, and hopefully we'll never see him cheat again, Fulton cold out Matt Navarrete. I mean, Fulton's about fighting anyone. Fulton's ready for anyone. I like that. And I like that he keeps winning. Like, people are starting to really give him credit now. But he's one of those fighters that is always going to still need to prove himself. He feels like he needs to prove himself because people don't mention them with the names of the other young fighters that's going to come up. You know what I'm saying? You have Jaron Ennis, who hasn't done nearly as much yet, but people speak on, and I'm only bringing up Ennis because Ennis is from Philly. People talk about Ennis a lot more, and Fulton has been there, and he's been in there with the top elite fighters already. He's proven already. Excuse me. He's proven already where Ennis is really not. It's just most of us believe he's a future pound for pound fighter based on what we see. But Fulton's already actually been in there, beating top guys in his division, unifying and all that stuff. And through time, he's basically a pound for pound fighter now, in my opinion. I mean, he's already at the tail end of that. With his recent wins, I mean, he's been having a good last 2-3 years, man. But Fulton don't talk a lot. He's kind of low key, and you know how people are with the lower, smaller divisions. People don't really get on to fighters in the smaller divisions until they're like a pound for pound type of fighter. That's how it's always been. But that's why I think a lot of the channels, I think YouTubers need to do their part and do more videos on the smaller fighters. We all need to do more content on them. Plain and simple. Because we have an impact on these fighters, and we do. At the end of the day, we do. We put a lot of people onto these fighters. We do. So I think we always do. There's a lot of people start at lightweight and they don't talk about anything underneath that. I think we need to do a better job talking about these smaller divisions. Yeah. Yeah, man. Inoue has been taking everybody, including Maloney. Maloney's a good fighter. And Inoue took him out quickly. All right, guys, I'm about to get some sleep, man. It was real. It was fun getting up early and chopping it up with you guys. I'm gonna get some rest. This weekend, I'm not covering any fights this weekend. I'll be on the lookout. I am going to do a breakdown though on Joe Smith Jr. and Arthur Better BF this week. That fight is next week on the 18th, and I will be at Madison Square Garden. So if you guys are going to be in New York or whatever, I'll be at the fight. Check me out. If you see me, say what's up or whatever, I'll be there. And I will be going to the Hall of Fame this weekend. I'm going to take that ride upstate. So if you just be on the lookout, I am going to do a video talking about, the inductees, and Roy Jones is getting inducted. Holly Holm is getting inducted. Miguel Cotto, James Toney finally getting inducted. So I will definitely make a video talking about the Hall of Fame. All right. And hopefully when I get up there, hopefully I'm able to make content to bring back to New York. I probably won't upload while I'm there, but just know that this weekend I probably won't be posting content because I'm going to be, in a hotel. Hotel Wi-Fi is terrible normally. All right. So anyway, be on the lookout. I got more content on the way, but I'm done. I'll be out for the rest of the day, and I'll probably hit you guys with something tomorrow. All right. I'll see y'all later. Peace.